Ba. Bruh. Ah. Bleh. Monday.
Skibbity.
It's Monday. It's fucking 2:30 because I can't fucking sleep. Hello. Welcome to Comfy Monday. We're at least gonna try to be comfy because my arm hurt. But we're here. We're not gonna be here for long though because again it's 2:30 and I have game in 2.5 hours. But I hope everyone's been having a good start to their week. If your week technically hasn't started, then neato. Did my thing freeze? What happened to VTube? Oh! The dote. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, crazy fox. I am so tired. I'm so tired. I've got like... I thought I had an appointment Friday, but it's actually Wednesday that I have a doctor's appointment. And then I have another appointment, like, right after that one. Hello, Eggy. Hello. It is comf time. We're gonna do our best to be comf. I've got my arm kind of propped up here to keep things, hopefully comfortable. Pull up Bernard a little bit. Heckin'. Hi, Rika-han. Hello, hello. Heckin'. I've got a meal replacement here because I'm unfortunately not hungry. I'll probably have actual food closer to dinnerish time. I swear I think I've had more pain since they took off the cast. This is as much as I can. I can't push the joystick any faster. Like I can go from under, but I can't like put my thumb on the stick, and like I gotta like lean it. I have to lean the controller, so that's what I'm doing to move. I'm actually leaning the controller instead of my finger. We're gonna find a way. We're not gonna do anything heavy duty though, which is why I've instead taken to doing the today's Manderville quests. Ooh. Sign you into another venture. We're not gonna be here for long to do an hourly, so have you there. Get Gallon going. But yeah, I'm hoping to have game. It looks like we're gonna be having Fate today. And I'm also hoping to get a shower tonight. I would love a shower. Alrighty, let's head out. Ooh. I don't think tomorrow's update is bringing the last bit of us up Manderville. I know it's custom deliveries. Oh, that's fine. Because I haven't done any of the Manderville quests, so I need to catch up anyway. I don't know where they are, though, is the thing. Wandering Minstrel. To steal a steel hog. A ruined land, arcane artistry. That's relic stuff. I can find the quest name. I would love that. Ooh. Oh, my arm. Oh, God. But yeah, we can't do any heavy anything like raiding or fights or anything like that. Not with how my arm is. I think right now it's swollen because my splint feels tight. I would have thought it was in Tuliolol, but I guess not. The case of the displaced inspector. It should be there? Okay. It's probably... Wait. The case of the displaced... There it is. Okay. And close by. The case of the displaced inspector. I'm trying to like for now do this one-handed. And then let's hide the log window for now. We don't need it. Oh yeah, because there's Nashu right there. There she be. There's no fights, trials like with Endwalker so far. Might change with the last update. Alrighty. The case of the displaced inspector. Looking rather lost herself, Nashu Makaraka has come west in search of the missing inspector. Oh. The switch. The switch controller. Okay, let me do an attempt into a zooming in. Alrighty. Oh, hello there. How serendipitous that we could cross paths in this far-flung nation. Have you come all this way to lend me a hand? Because let me tell you, I could use the help. You see, I've been doing my absolute darndest to track down the inspector ever since Mr. Poo-Poo's starship whisked him off to God knows where. My best lead turned out to be the Thavnarian truth. Eyewitness accounts in the latest issue described a shiny craft headed west across the ocean, so I packed a few things and headed as far west as I was able. This is where I ended up. I've made a few inquiries since my arrival, but I've mostly been acclimatizing myself to the native cuisine. Very important step, that. Anyway, seeing as fate has sent you to assist me, I suppose it's time to continue questioning the locals on the matter of unidentified flying gentlemen. Here, this should help aid in our investigations. It's an illustration of the starship, clipped from Dorian's publication. Having this on hand should make it much easier to explain what we're looking for. I'll ask around the markets hereabouts. As for you, well, I've yet to venture beyond the food stalls, so practically anywhere else but here. If you learn any useful information, come and find me around this spot. I'll be stuffing my, ears with delicious, intelligence. It is Lengard's duty to remain vigilant for threats and usual developments that may be prudent to ask. Bright Bloom Post and question the soldiers. Alrighty. Also, I hope you got HSR muted on Twitter because there are spoilers being posted. Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not gonna check Twitter for the next couple days. And that usually does enough. Ooh. It's one thing when the fan base is posting spoilers, and it's another thing when the actual freaking, like, the actual game's Twitter account. God damn it. Because I've, like, I've acclimated just slightly to the Switch, and now I'm freaking pressing the wrong button every time.
Ain't that how it go?
This is bullshit. Something I can help you with? This. Actually, I have seen a vessel like that. It was some time before zoologists' flying ships appeared. I watched it limp northwards towards the sky above Tulliola, wobbling around like it might crash on the ground at any moment.
Yo, same.
Yeah, I might crash out on the ground at any moment with this fucking arm, bro. I'm so cold. I need robe.
Let's adjust here. Oh, so my eyes can rest. Oh. Hi chat, press 1 if 1. Chat, press 2 if 1.
Alright. Oh, background gesture. Oh, yeah, there's also the Make It Rain going on, too, with a quest for Otter Minion and a backpack. Oh. Fun fact, I'm doing a Power Rangers Kamen Rider Pokemon campaign. That is a mouthful. That is quite the mouthful. Ah, I keep pressing the wrong button on the controller now. Oh.
Nintendo versus Sony and Xbox. Sony and Xbox having their buttons on the bottom.
It just makes sense for the bottommost button, the bottommost face button to be confirmed. Why the fuck would they have it be B? That's so stupid.
It's so funny.
It's
Everybody loves it.
Stupid.
Everybody.
Dumb. Yes, I saw a flying disc just like that during a patrol in Shaolani. Shaolani. It was slowly drifting towards the ground and seemed to come down somewhere in Yasulani. If you're determined to find it, that's where you should try next. What were they calling the place that's covered over by the dome now? Heritage Found? I chose to be a poison type specialist and with a male Nidoran as starter. Oh. Hi, Blaster Cube. Hello. We're gonna do our damnedest. We got... Oh no, we just gotta speak to Nashu now. Right now, I'm actually I literally just have the controller on the desk, and I'm just using what I can. Any recs for someone having emotional wandering over sci-fi? Any recommendations for someone having emotional wandering over hard sci-fi themed MMOs? Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest sci-fi person. I'm not a sci-fi bae. Like, I don't mind sci-fi, but I'm not into it as much as I am in normal fantasy. Unfortunately, I can't recommend any sci-fi MMOs. I could always recommend heckin'. I mean, when you think about it, when you think about it, Final Fantasy XIV does have some sci-fi elements to it. And looking for a hard sci-fi bae due to feeling emotional wandering. What do you... So here's the thing. Maybe it's just how you're writing it. What do you mean by emotional wandering? You mean emotional wandering or wondering? And either way, what does that mean? I've never heard that turn of phrase. I'm genuinely curious. Whenever I am in writer form... Ah... see. Wandering. Just racking my brain into looking for that style of game and theme. Yeah, I can only... See, the only thing that comes to mind is Star Wars The Old Republic, or whichever one is the MMO one. But I couldn't speak for if it's good, because I'm... Again, not a sci-fi bae. I mostly... 14 is the only MMO I play.
RuneScape.
RuneScape is not sci-fi, Jester.
Old school RuneScape.
Old school RuneScape is really not sci-fi.
Club Penguin.
Club Penguin is not sci-fi.
That's racist.
How? Oh yeah, hold on. There we go. That way you can hear the game. Like, my type of fantasy is harsh, magicless setting. Just you, a musket. I mean, at this point, more at all. Oh. And the world willing to tear you a new one. Oh, you... I don't... Yeah, I guess. The biggest sci-fi MMO is Phantasy Star. I mean, there's technically also Warframe, but it's not really... I wouldn't call it an MMO. So I don't really know. All right.
My forays into the stalls bore no fruit at all. None starship shaped anyway. How was your harvest then?
Like, enemies have the power to knock you out of action and, well, character deletion on death. Oh, you want a hard body MMO. Unfortunately, character deletion on death, you're not gonna find an MMO that genuinely does that. That's something that you're gonna have to self-impose on yourself.
If you do old school RuneScape, there is a mode called Iron Man mode, and if you do the ultimate version of that, then there's no interaction with other players outside of just like talking with them. You have one life. If you die, then you're no longer an ultimate Iron Man. Your status is revoked, and you have to scour the land and get your own resources. You can't use the trade function.
But the problem is that RuneScape is not a sci-fi. They want a sci-fi magicless MMO.
Read a book.
Like, I don't think that exists, Blaster. Unfortunately, I don't.
You'd have to make your own.
You'd have to find an MMO and then like create your own experience with it.
Impose your own rules.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. Unfortunately, with MMOs, people get really attached to their characters, and unless there's an Ironmon variant or self-imposed rules, there's no character deletion upon death. A lot of MMOs are based in a fantasy world, and you where more like your classical fantasy, so they're going to have magic systems. That doesn't mean you have to play a magic user. Like, you can play Final Fantasy XIV and be like a monk or like a warrior and stuff, but the whole like overlying thing of ether is a thing. So even the non-magical classes are technically have some semblance of magic. So much for detachment. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, so that's the thing, Blaster Cube. A lot of MMOs don't want you to have a detached experience. They want you hooked on the game. Because that means you'll play it. That means you'll pay for it. So because of that, there's not going to be an MMO experience that I know of that doesn't have, again, an Ironmon or self-imposed rules so that you can just, your character dies while it's dead in real life. I know people do hardcore World of Warcraft that way. I'm sure people do that with Final Fantasy XIV, where if they die, they die. Like the Empire are the good guys and you pilot mechs, starships, where dragons kill you in one hit. Like, death is eventual and avoidable for hard-coded stuff. Yeah. But I guess, like, the recent Ninja Gaiden. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about Ninja Gaiden, Blaster. I'm sorry. I won't ask why you want something, like, detached. I hope everything's going okay for you, though, bro, but... Unfortunately, what you're looking for does not exist. I'm trying to think of any games that aren't MMOs that have maybe a hard death thing. And I don't know of any, and the ones I do know are probably tactical. Which makes me think that I'm thinking about Fire Emblem with the permadeath. But yeah, a lot of MMOs are not gonna have that. If you cannot truly win, all you can do is watch the Empire, support the Empire, and watch the heroes die. Just feeling sad at lacking hard sci-fi at all. Ah. Yeah, unfortunately, like Crazy Fox said, that's not gonna be ever made an MMO. XCOM is one that has that with permadeath with your units. Oh. But yeah. Lou, just I don't know how to word this. But it's really cool that you're enjoying your tabletop campaign. It is a little bit it's pretty off topic. And I will politely ask you to kind of chill on that. I think in Super Robot Wars you can do permadeath in the harder modes, but always back to 14. Yeah. Like, here's the thing. I don't mind talking about MMOs and stuff because we're playing an MMO, but unfortunately, and again, it's not anything on your campaign or anything, Lou. And you're also on the YouTube side of things, which is also why your comments don't come up on this chat, but I do see them in my multi-stream chat. A Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, Pokemon, like, bash of a tabletop game sounds pretty nutty, but unfortunately, I can't talk about that because I do not, unfortunately, I don't watch Kamen Rider or Power Rangers. Just wanted your thought about this. So what favorite MMO? Again, I did say the only MMO I play is 14, so that's probably 14. SRW's permanent mode is only on my very first game on Game Boy, and hard-coded is my loneliness. Oh, oof. Alrighty, well, we're gonna go back to this now. I just kind of wanted to get all that out of the way and just kind of draw that boundary. Just to kind of cut the nonsense. All right. But yeah, so yeah, kind of want MMOs with that unforgiving mechanic out of WoW. Yeah. Alrighty.
Those are some nice leads. Solid work. Wrong. Wow, I flipped the lines. So by the sound of things, the ship was malfunctioning and eventually came down somewhere to the north of here. With any luck, this hostage found you mentioned will be the place we find the inspector.
I doubt it will be so simple, and certainly not without incident, knowing that matters. But she's not gonna let.
I think you mean heritage found. Well, with you as my escort, I'm sure we'll arrive at the right spot eventually, and none the worse for wear. Shall we head off?
I'm surprised they never made freaking Nashu like orange, because she really should be an orange cat. But they also made her there's Sunseeker. Oh, there's the funny guy. Moon. Which are the moon cats? Moon somethings? My brain. Sunseeker and Moonwalker? Are they Moonwalker? I hope so. Seekers of the Moon. Oh, it's just Seekers. Okay, it's just Sunseeker and Moonseeker. I don't know why I'm thinking of Moonwalkers then. God, my brain. I think some Bikote cat jokes are not quite there for character appearances. Well, we can end Walker. Yeah. Least favorite part of an MMO in general? I'm gonna say... It's hard to say because a lot of the things that I would have had an issue with MMOs, 14 is kind of solved. You can play the game completely solo. With duties and stuff. So like you can have a pretty single player experience with Final Fantasy 14. And yeah, because of the free trial being so far, you can play. There's so much content for free. And then once they get to 8.0 and we get Evercold and we get that new the evolved form, that will probably also make certain classes a lot easier and less intimidating for newer players. So it's just gonna probably be pretty crazy all around. Honestly, my biggest pet peeve with MMOs is that you had to make a new character every time you want to try a class. And again, I never had this issue because again, 14 is the first MMO I truly went into. Like, yeah, I tried Mabinogi a long time ago. If anybody remembers, there's this one game called Kitsu Saga. I didn't know how to play an MMO. I didn't know what these... I would go into them like you would any game, and you kind of can't do that with an MMO. Or at least a lot of them. But you kind of can with 14. And then, yeah, the fact that you don't have to make a new character every time you want to play a different class makes 14 very, very accessible.
Alrighty. The air is all crackly and zappy. This is where the starship supposedly came down, so let's start our search for the inspector. Standard investigative procedure dictates that we question the residents for possible gentleman sightings. Off we go.
Yeah, same. 14 has been the MMO for me since. Met some really cool friends unintentionally, but thankfully my current partner. Do need to get back on 14. Oh my god. Do my Iron Man loneliness. Might. Okay, good. I'm like, why can't I feel down those few MMOs that yeah, yeah, that's the thing. That's what I also meant, Blaster. A lot of MMOs go into like fantasy And because of that, they're going to have, again, magic systems. And they're going to be definitely more fantasy than sci-fi. Oh god. The lack of sci-fi or magicless worlds hurt. I think I could be wrong, because I feel like there would be a demand for this sort of thing. But I think there's just not as much of a demand, or again, a magical fantasy world gives you a much more wider array of options for classes and types of characters than a sci-fi world. Hi, Lynn. This is Walter. Oh my god. Oh god. The splint hurts my boob. Okay. This is a small settlement and all its inhabitants are known to me. If a man were of such distinctive appearance and demeanor were among us, I'm sure I would have noticed. Perhaps he's wandering around somewhere inside Solution 9? They have so many more people. He could easily go unnoticed in the crowds. We were here as Queen Fiend's guest, as I recall. If your companion wishes to enter the city as well, then I suggest you make arrangements with the sentry at the tower entrance.
Oh, Solution 9. That sounds promising. Thank you for the tip.
But no one meets the area. Like, reduced options is legit there. Like, mages are just slaves to the Empire. Megacorps rule all of Farron, for example. Does Cyberpunk not have an MMO? Am I just crazy?
No. It's just Skyrim, but so it's just nerd.
I feel like they should have a MMO by now, but I guess not. I don't know. Would people want a the fucking buttons. Do people even want a Cyberpunk online? There is a tabletop game centered around Cyberpunk. Yeah, I know about that. Let's see. I thought about sci-fi, and yeah, it does limit some class, but it could have a lot more deviation in skill tree. Hell no. That's a sad part. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think anybody wants a Cyberpunk MMO. Which it's like, that's the perfect chance to have that, like, there you go. There's your MMO there if you wanted it. If they wanted to do it. Like, Megacorp's killing the gods and erasing them forever. I wouldn't really want one. It's a bit too depressing and I wouldn't really make a good MMO. Yeah, see, again, I couldn't even watch Edge Runners. I was like, this is depressing. I don't like this show. So I don't like Edge Runners. Oh, we gotta talk to the sentry. That's right. Okay. Well, it's right here. Let me, like, not be so close to you. How about? But maybe expanding my issues doesn't help. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Cubate, Blaster. The more you specify what you want out of this MMO, the likely is you're not gonna get it. I would just tell you to go play Cyberpunk. Don't many good memories for Cyberpunk. I was there when it first released and my MC overheated and I freaking explode and I had to pay so much money. Holy shit. What? Your MC overheated? Oh wait, that... PC. Okay. Oof. Visitor detected. Like, yeah, character gets into debt and is unavoidable, but tech kaboom stuck. Visitor detected. Verifying access rights. Unlimited Everkeep access confirmed. No. Scanning unregistered visitor. Warning, warning. Explosive device detected. Entry denied. Yeah, this idiot's always carrying bombs.
I'm not carrying explosives. This is medicine for treating Inspector Hildebrand's condition.
Explosive medical compounds? Error does not compute.
It's really quite simple. Inspector Hildebrand was sucked up by Mr. Poo-Poo's malfunctioning starship, after which it proceeded to drag him thousands of moms away and deposit him here. Ergo, you need to let me pass so I can blow away his brain cobwebs.
Error. Logic circuits overloading. Emergency shutdown initiated.
It must be nap time. I guess we can just go in.
So maybe I said it too narrow, but... So there, me, a funny Taoist thing. Some medicine is made... Oh yeah, but making things go boom. Squeaky, have you enjoyed the Manderville quiz? I know some people find them too silly when they've done the main story and feel a dissonance. I don't mind them. I tend to really, really enjoy them. Sci-fi does often go into tech magic stuff, but you still have to present the veneer of legitimate science. Where fantasy can get away with, it happens because it does. Whoever built the robots needs to be fired. It's not that the robots are built badly, it's that Nashu's really stupid. And the asshole logics she presents just, it does not make any modicum of sense. There's no sense to be made of what she has to say. Not to mention the Manderville quests are a little bit more slapstick and more nonsense oriented. So sillier things can happen. If this was an MSQ, they would have probably just gone hostile and been like, we're not letting you in, you're carrying explosives. Period. But this is Manderville, so it can be silly. The robots don't understand and have to shut down. You just gave a good Gundam MMO. So, yeah, again, so like Blaster, you want a sci-fi, no magic, permadeath MMO that is essentially bleak and grimdark to funnel out some aggression. Have you considered a Warhammer game? Have you considered a Warhammer game? I can't speak for a Warhammer game, though. I've not played them either. But I also feel like with some of the things you said, I know there isn't a Warhammer MMO, but have you considered a Warhammer game? That might maybe scratch some of those itches. That sounds like a terrible game to play with all those things listed. Nashu can deduce at draw connections with extreme speed, calculating thousands of formulas per second, and they're all wrong. There used to be one based on the Storm of Magic event in Warhammer Fantasy. And with Warhammer, there's always hope, plus the Psychers would be magic. Yeah. But that got shut down, so I missed the bat. Oops.
Wow, that's a good-sized city. Well, there's one sure way of locating the inspector in a place like this. If there's an ongoing case, that's where he'll be. Let's head to the lively part of town and look into any nefarious incidents. Shall we? Do you know which is the lively part? Trueview. And that's in the eastern sector, you say? Right then, let's get to it.
And again, I feel like the hard no magic and the permadeath, that's gonna be a rule you're gonna have to incorporate yourself. Because again, MMOs don't want to permadeath your character, because then what? Because at the same time, you also want something that you can keep yourself fairly detached from, and MMOs don't do that. Games don't do that. They're not going to give you a detached experience because they want you to care about the game, because that's going to usually keep you playing. So it's that's a hard sell. Thinking about going into creating game, like indie game and other stuff. So it makes me wonder if I ask too much. Yeah, hardcore is a gimmick mode, usually for private servers.
You're not asking too much. You're just asking the wrong thing of the wrong game genre. An MMO
Yeah.
cannot do that.
An
They
MMO
literally lose money if they do that. You're not allowed to do that, because if you lose money, you can't make the game.
Yeah.
If you want a game that can do that, there are many, many games that have a setting to allow you to do that. Terraria is one that comes to mind. But if it's an MMO, you will never get what you want.
No.
You're gonna have to make it yourself by your own rules. There's nothing you can do about that. That's just the way it be.
Yeah. And the only thing I can think of that is maybe you're not gonna have the sci-fi element, but GTA Online. But even then, again, I also can't recommend MMOs or games because I don't play a lot of MMOs. Like, I want a Final Fantasy game where you get 1 life for every team member. Like, you are locked to permadeath only, and the body count piles up. Like, the only good part of Final Fantasy IX is when dying is normalized, and Megacorps win forever as there's no magic or no gods.
I'm sure there's a game out there that's similar to that, but not
That's
not an
adjacent
extravagant
stuff.
title. It would either be indie or it would be pretty damn old.
Well, like, here's the thing, Lynn. I said that. I said that. So you want to play Fire Emblem? I was like, I can only think of Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire Emblem.
But the thing is, though, Fire Emblem's not an MMO. It's a tactical game.
Yeah,
And it's a fantasy world, and there's magic.
Yeah, but neither is Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know why you're bringing up Final Fantasy IX, Cube. I don't know where you're.
Yeah, let's just say RPGs at that point. RPGs, yes. MMORPGs, no, not a chance.
I want to say thank you, Squeaky, for being funny. And when I was in bad mood, I watch you and stream. And yeah, no, thank you. Again, I'm happy that I can help make someone's day a little bit brighter. Thank you. I have my grudges over RPGs. Need permadeath, but more at all for hard sci-fi. Like, I want a Fire Emblem game with no magic, only guns, and a sense of survivalism. So they want Helldivers. So you want Helldivers. Like, poison is eternal.
The old Fallout games?
Maybe?
Any of the old Bethesda games have permadeath for, like, NPCs and stuff like that. You're still gonna have to self-impose the when I die,
XCOM.
I'm done rule, but still.
No cures and radiation erases your character. Yeah, because, again, that's... You want a Yoko Taro game? No. Play Forest, or you can play Grounded. Yeah, again, like, the games that we could recommend you are not going to be MMOs, and maybe a third of them are not going to be sci-fi or have permadeath. Like, again, permadeath, mostly permadeath, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. I say you're not getting this because that's usually a self-imposed rule. When it comes, so here's the thing, and the difference between Fire Emblem and with Fire Emblem's permadeath is that it only applies to the other characters in the game. It does not apply to you. Not to mention, and this is why I personally don't care for games with permadeath, or if they have permadeath, I keep it off, like in Fire Emblem when I did try playing it, is that if I genuinely enjoy a character, and if I genuinely want to do a character's story, having them die out of what is potentially a stupid way, and having that mistake rob me of being able to do anything with that character or enjoying that character, like, I would just reset. I would save scum and I would reset. And at that point, permadeath has no use to me. Honestly, I feel like the at all-ism makes me wonder. Yeah, you're just going to save scum, which means it's just wasting your time. Exactly. And again, the reason they do this with, like, tactical games like Fire Emblem get away with this instead of, because here's the thing. They have permadeath, but they also don't have permadeath, because the permadeath never applies to you, the player. Byleth, if Byleth goes down in battle, you don't suddenly become Edelgard or Dimitri. You will always be, you will never die. You're not supposed to die. And that's why permadeath in the Fire Emblem sort of way is probably also not what you want. Because what you want is that when you die, you're dead. Start over. But you want a hard mode or an Iron Man game, and games don't do that, because a lot of games, if the player fails and it shuts you out of the game, then fuck, it's not sci-fi. Play Fear and Hunger. Blaster, play Fear. It's not going to be sci-fi, and I'm sorry. Play Fear and Hunger. There is no hope in that game. There is no hope in that game. Play Fear and Hunger. Play Fear and Hunger. Play Fear and Hunger. It fucking brain blasted me. It brain blasted me. It's not sci-fi. You can go for Termina, Fear and Hunger 2 Termina, if you want something a little bit more closer to modern than like grim, because Fear and Hunger 1 is a grimdark fantasy, and while there is magic, it's permadeath. When your party members die, they're fucking dead, and when you die, it's game over. So there's one. And Termina is set a little bit after what would be our World War II. So it's a bit more modernized, not sci-fi. And there is still some magic, but it's just like Fear and Hunger 1. When characters die, they're dead for good. When you die, it's game over. And then on top of that, it takes place during a 3-day festival. A 3-day festival where your choices, who you ally with, who you fight, all of that matters. And there's a lot of, it's also very grimdark. Play Project Moon games. Eating at Your Mind is there. And some flags are just that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anywho, we're gonna continue. But yeah, consider, it might not be sci-fi Blaster, but consider Fear and Hunger. Give that game a try. Or watch a video about it and see if it's up your alley. I actually think Termina is really, really cool. And honestly, you can tell right away just from the premise of it that it's definitely inspired by Majora's Mask.
What, like a crime? Now that you mention it, I did hear about a theft recently. Our city's peaceful, by and large, but anywhere you have a lot of people, incidents like these are bound to occur.
Let's see, because I feel angry at the lack of, say, Squeenix games like Front Mission, for example. Unfortunately, sci-fi is a harder sell for some people. Sci-fi is a little bit of a harder sell. A case, huh? I've heard talk of an odd squealing creature of some sort, but I don't know if that's the kind of thing you're looking for. Doesn't help when it turns out of all the CBUs and no one is known for mecha worlds and such. Yeah. Laid back Milala.
Yeah. Recent troubles. I saw a pair of soldiers mobilizing out moments earlier, responding to a disturbance, it seems. I don't think it was far from here, but I'm a bit hazy on the details. Where's the stalker? There he is. God, he's really not subtle this time around. He's just right there. Hey. He is not subtle this time around. Is this like a hot dog stand? Oh yeah, it's like a buffet. Hold on, I want to see. Oh, they got sausage. Chester, they have sausage. It's frilling. Frito. I like sci-fi, but I like magic more in combination. Yeah, I tend to lean more towards fantasy than sci-fi. Oh, I also heard about that theft. Something was stolen from a nearby tavern, apparently. I got directions to the scene of the crime, so let's head over there together. It's a lack of games like Battletech. Yeah. The thief absconded with a middle-aged bottle of spirits, the most expensive one in my establishment. I demand you find this criminal at once. No need to get all hot and bothered. The culprit is right under your nose. Admit it, punk, you pinched the hooch. Me? But why would you think? With the supply of souls cut off, folks with a habit have turned to black market rackets, and luxury goods of dubious provenance is one of the ways of paying for asking price. A top shelf bottle of juice would make for a fine trade, I'd say. By the by, you know there's a method for identifying contraband souls. Your regulator logs would tell the tale. Don't want to let us check them? Be my guest. I took a gander at the cabinet where the bottle was stored, and the lock showed obvious signs of tampering. Electro-picking tools are awful hard to handle, aren't they? Most amateurs get singed, but you've got scorch marks all over your mitts. Give it up, kid. You've got you dead to rights. After they suspended soul provisions, I couldn't stop worrying about the future. It was a moment of weakness. Yeah, it's not going to be an MMO happening. I think you might have ideas for a book or single-player game, though. Yeah. Ah. Save it for the authorities. Take them away, boys. No. I have to take the splint off. It's too tight. Ah. Oh. Oh my god. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. That was Inspector Hildebrand, wasn't it?
He didn't look very gentlemanly. He didn't sound very gentlemanly.
He must still be in shock after the starship's crash landing. A healthy dose of Nashu's delights will put him to rights.
Maybe not in such a populated area.
Let's make sure it's him, absolutely, shall we?
Don't skip the cutscene.
suppose that would be the responsible course of action. Come on, we should hurry along before we lose sight of this ungentlemanly Hildebrand.
Hold on, I can a little faster.
He walked that away, or was it more of a mosey?
Thanks for trying. Well, we tried to narrow it down. I still say give Fear and Hunger a try. It might not be sci-fi, but it could scratch some of those itches. Yo, hard-boiled egg sounds fire right now. No, no.
Not right now, but another time.
Maybe.
He looks like the inspector, but he's a touch old. Mopey.
Let's see. And maybe that's what matters. A good attempt. I'll lurk and feel shameful for chasing super niche schemes that feel nowhere. Yeah, again, I would say for now, maybe kind of look for the things that are good enough. Because I think it's better to scratch some of those itches than to not have any of it satisfied. Unfortunately, you're not going to find an MMO. But something with permadeath, something grim, something with not much magic going on. I think you can find that in some games more than others. I know that for, and then sci-fi. I know that you can at least find 3 of those things in Fear and Hunger. Because even if there is still some magic in Fear and Hunger, it's considered very rare in that world. So most of the time, you're not going to be using magic. What's also good about it is, again, it's already a hard mode Iron Man type of game. The moment your selected character dies, it's game over. It's right back to the start. It's pretty unforgiving. And then, the experience changes every time in terms of, like, the items you find lying around the world, the placement of rooms in the dungeon, because no 2 playthroughs of Fear and Hunger will ever be the same. The dungeon is constantly shifting and moving around, so there's no point in keeping a map. It's kind of based on your memory. It's meant to keep you on your toes. I played Fear and Hunger. I was traumatized. You see, what is this game straight out of the deepest pit of hell? But some people really like that. So, like, that could be something that's a pretty hardcore RPG. And it's got and on top of it already being hard, it's got a hard mode. So if, like, you really want to just freaking flay yourself, play the terror and starvation mode of Fear and Hunger.
30 years passed inside the dome? And if Inspector Hildebrand was here when it happened, that would put him in his 50s. He must have been living here so long that he's forgotten everything about his previous life. Luckily, I have just the thing to jog his memory.
I think I wouldn't notice such an obvious tail. I don't know what your game is, but bombs ain't toys. Best put them away before you hurt someone or yourself. Like me, I see neither of you are spouting regulators, so I suggest you be more careful with the only lives you've got.
Sir, don't you remember us? You're Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Gentleman Inspector...
Skibbity bibbity.
Gentleman Inspector Extraordinaire!
I've been called a lot of things, but nothing so insulting as a gentleman. He's L.A. Noire now. I'm a weathered old fool with too many debts and regrets. Detective Hardy Boiled. Hardy Boiled. Okay.
Very impressive, but even with that name and those odd clothes, you might as well be the inspector's older, more wrinkled twin.
Hate to break it to you, but you're barking up the wrong tree. A hard boy.
You seem awfully fond of these hard-boiled eggs. Here, this one's on me.
Thanks, Dollface. You're a peach. Oh, there's a bomb in it. Yep. The worst part is Nashu is actually extremely competent. She's just an idiot. Yep. Did you just lace an egg? Phew, that's one way to cure a hangover. You got me good.
Maybe we really do have the wrong person. That indestructibility is awfully Manderville-like, though.
I've seen few cases of this twin person phenomenon in the Don't. It might be someone who shares the same soul as Hildebrand. Yeah, we don't need to explain all this to Nashu.
Not sure what's going on here, but I can see that you're not who I thought you were, and that we need to keep searching.
Missing person, is it? That's the rub. You can leave the sleuthing to me.
we could really use your help.
By the sounds of things, that fella looks a lot like me. What did you say his name was? Hildegrand? I'll find him, don't you worry. I can feel a hunch coming along anyway.
Are we sure that isn't the inspector? I'd like to rush off and do some investigative work of my own, but this city still has my head spinning. I think I'll wait to see if this detective Hardy-Boiled is as good as he seems. Meanwhile, you should get back to whatever it is that famous adventurers do while they're not embroiled in one of our fantastical cases.
The dame had me looking for a needle in a neon-lit haystack. A city with an allergy to sleep. Oh, there he is. This twin of mine had well truly lost himself. The trail was colder than ice at the bottom of my glass. I could smell it in the air, like the cloying stench of cheap perfume. A conspiracy. Stay tuned for further episodes of Detective Hardy-Boiled. They're everywhere.
Have a good one, Lou. The inspector has finally set a foot. The inspector has finally set foot upon the Dawn Trail. Get ready for inconceivably further Hildebrand adventures. Who knows?
Oh. Goddamn.
Who knows what his case will be this time? When it happens, whatever happens, you'll be there on the scene.
Wines and testimony. We still have an hour and 15 minutes.
Here you are again to help me, are you? As things stand, I'm still waiting on word from...
Yours truly, I assume. Since parting ways, I've searched every alley and dive bar and Everkeep for signs of this Hildegrand character.
It's pronounced Hildebrand.
Well, however you say it, he was nowhere to be found.
Oh, where could the inspector be?
Chin up, dollface. The case ain't over yet, and I always get my man. When the trail goes cold, the trick is to go back to the beginning. I want you to tell me the whole story again and leave nothing out, no matter how unimportant it may seem. How's the comfy lizard recovering? My arm hurts so bad. I had to take it out of the splint because it was starting to feel tight, which is telling me my arm is swollen. And I have a dental appointment on Wednesday and a phone call with my doctor on right after that. So hopefully they can prescribe me something stronger for the pain. Because right now, what I've been taking, which is just over-the-counter stuff, is just, it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. I went to bed, like, just before 2 a.m. I fell asleep around maybe 2:45. And it's just, it's agonizing. It sucks. But I don't want to cancel streams. Even I don't like having late streams, but I hate canceling them more. So I'm in this position where it's like it's either I cancel stream or I do them late, and I would rather have a shorter stream than no stream. I'm thinking on doing the Alliance quest so I can upgrade my gear, but I also want to do it together. Yeah, again, I mean, here's it. Fuck. Lynn, if you end up doing it, I don't blame you. If you end up doing it, I'm not gonna blame you. I think like we told Anthony that he can go and do it if he wants to. I don't know when I'll be able to do it. Like if I do go, I'm going to be useless. I can't do anything. Like I can barely push the joystick well enough to run. I'm playing with the controller on the desk with one hand. I can't do anything else. So you followed rumors of the flying disc that nabbed your friend, and that led you to the place where it most likely crashed down, which is here. You also think he was caught inside the dome when it appeared, and, from your perspective, went through 30 years in the blink of an eye. Sounds like crazy talk. But I've seen enough strangeness in my line of work that I've learned to give clients the benefit of the doubt. And since we've got no leads on the man himself, I'd say we try jogging memories about that shiny starship instead. We'll want to question older people native to your world who might have witnessed the original crash landing 30 years ago. Folks that age seem to enjoy parks, like the one outside the residential radii. Let's go. Like, we can try next Monday, but I can't promise I can't promise anything, honestly. Like, healing's going to be slow. I'm gonna get to an aetherite.
Those big fans and the color of the place make it look like that's fucking...
That's the point.
Oh, is it?
That's the point, yeah.
Alex?
I can try bugging Zara's crew to steal someone who understands the assignment. If I'm available, I can help out as Red Mage. Yeah. Well, I'll probably have to... Oh, I don't know if I can do it as a bard. I'd have to try it as a different class that isn't healer, just so that I'm not dragging everybody down, even if it's an alliance raid. Ooh. Trust me, it's been... Like, I don't want to drag the mood down. It's been very depressing. It's been very, very depressing. Like, the pain is so bad. I've woken up crying just from pain, and... Like, I just want to sleep. I just want to have a night's sleep, and I can't have that. Old timers aplenty, as promised. Pick a prune and get to it.
Oh, I still have that illustration I lent you the last time. Showing it around should help nudge some ancient noggins.
Oh my god.
I added a sketch of the inspector's face to make things even easier. I have another copy for myself, but that only makes two. Polo, you and Detective Hardy Boyle will have to share.
We are talking 3 decades ago here. Having a picture should come in handy, even if the dame's work is on the same level as a finger-painting toddler's magnum opus. Polo, was it? Well, if you let me know when you're ready to bother some park goers.
You know what's funny?
Huh?
They always depict roads in the future with these neon lights in them, but that never... I don't think it's once ever happened across the globe, apart from maybe like a fucking parody in Japan or something.
hard to... Yeah. The thing about not having my hand in the splint is that I can't rest it on the table, but I can't rest it on my knee either because it's too low. It fucking hurts. I don't want to wear the sling.
Okay. I'm just asking about compromise. What's the lesser of all?
I might have to get the sling though.
What will be the most?
Yeah, give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna grab a sling so I can rest my arm. I can't rest it on the table or my knee without a sling, so I need to get a sling, and it hurts a lot. Alrighty. I got a sling on now. I also got a coffee crisp. I'm gonna try to eat it if I can unwrap it with my one hand in my mouth. Right, let's start showing that picture around then. Keep an eye out for older Hyun and Hitsaru that might have hailed from outside the dome. Oh, and don't forget the shadow now. Can I help you? I'm sorry, but 30 years ago I was practically an infant. Hard to even remember much of anything. Picture's very cute, though. Did your child draw it for you? Fuck.
Game still run for a little while on your computer?
Oh, absolutely. What can this old lady do for you? "30 years ago. I honestly don't recall. Memories of that time are faded at best, my dears. That is a lovely drawing of you, though, sir. Really captures your essence. That slack-jawed mug? You gotta be kidding me." Vending machines caught your eye? Yeah, you could buy yourself a coffee or an energy drink, but luxuries like that make you soft. When I'm alone, walking through the darkest, dingiest parts of the city, I need something as weathered and weary as I am. I'll stick to my eggs, thanks.
Alright, you edge block user.
Stick to my eggs. I don't need a crush orange. What would you be wanting with me then? Can't say I'm familiar with it. But I do remember 3 decades ago when I was still in the bloomy youth. Well, middle age. I remember you. The clever git who took me back, me herbal tonic from that thieving whoreson. That was a good bit of sleuthin' it was. No need for all that. I was just doing my job. Sorry to see that the tonic didn't do its job, though. It's not about growing my hair back. It's about the routine. About 40 years of massaging me scalp and basking in the same fragrant aromas every morning. Doesn't feel right to start the day without it. 40 years of using an Everkeep-made product. Ah, that's right. You're Alexandrian born and bred, same as me. There's no way you could have seen the starship we're after. Sorry to bother you, sir. Well, no one said it would be easy dredging up eyewitness accounts from so long ago. This is where grit and persistence comes to it. I spied a Shetson fella heading towards the 914 radius. Hard to guess his age with how long they live, but who knows, maybe we'll get lucky this time. I don't remember Coffee Crisp being so freaking thick, bro. Of indeterminate age. Lovely day, isn't it? I don't recognize the man. Hard to tell with such a simple drawing. Forget about the drawing. We're more interested in what you know about the flying disc. Oh yes, the craft I do recall seeing. When I yet felt the sun upon my face, I was living a very different kind of life at the time. It was during a hunt when I spotted it. Flying machines were a rare sight back then, so I remember it well even now. Do you remember where it was headed? It appeared to crash somewhere in Uwayawada to the north. I was in a mind to seek out the wreckage, but then the dome suddenly appeared and I had far, far stranger things to worry about. That's where... There, what'd I tell ya? Let's find your pal, Nashu, and share the good news.
No one seems to know anything about the starship. Did you fare any better? So it came down somewhere near this Yukata place. I don't suppose either of you have been there before.
Research facility, you say? If some identified shiny object fell from the sky nearby, then I'd wager their people soon scooped it up. It seems we have our destination, but how do we get across the lake? We take a hover cargo. That we could. Our forgers have a few, and I happen to know one of accommodating disposition.
Oh. Oh, my tummy. Maybe I shouldn't have had that. Right, that's the transportation sorted. What I'm stuck on, though, is how you're already been to this Yua Yawada when I'm only just learning such a place even existed. What's your deal, anyway? Agent of adventure, simply an ardent admirer of Inspector Hildebrand. I can't imagine why someone would admire the man, at least from what you two have told me so far. Still, it's clear you're no fresh-faced mook. Let's press on with the investigation. My reforger friend should have a hover cargo waiting for us in the Drift Downs. Better pack a dose of Nashu's delights. Those explosives of yours, leave them behind. Don't need no dizzy dame blowing herself up on my watch. Or me, for the matter. Alrighty. They want us to go to Heritage Bound. The buttons. Press the right button. This is not a Switch controller. I don't want to spend money. Where's the closest etherite? Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Mount. You need a transport to Yua Yawada. The hover cargo is ready if you are. Take me to the place where my arm doesn't hurt. It's called the afterlife. Kill me. They must like it dark in here. Place is a mess. I don't see any monsters roaming the halls, at least. It'd be safe to split up and have a look around. Search for leads on the starship. Shuffling through the various documents in the cabinet, you find one entitled Confidential Files Addendum 1. According to an associate native to these lands, the unidentified vessel we recovered near Yua Yawada had flown into the region not long before the dome manifested. Their testimony was corroborated by a thorough examination of the wreckage, which used not a single sliver of electrope. The vessel was, without a doubt, manufactured using technology fundamentally unlike our own. This mystery was further compounded by the discovery of a hewn survivor within the craft.
Despite the apparent force of the impact, the lone male occupant had sustained no visible injuries. Oh god, I remember. This is the dungeon.
A lot of people being pickled in there, but Inspector Hildebrand isn't among them. Speaking of which, did you see where Detective Hardyboiled went?
Addendum 2. The human male we extracted from the wreckage was an abnormal specimen indeed. While physically unharmed and in clear possession of a soul, he yet remains in a comatose state. The absence of reaction to any and all external stimuli is indicative of temporal stasis. Every method we've attempted, be it electric shock, a hot bath, or a sharp slap across the face, has failed to wake the subject. Is his remarkable corporeal fortitude an innate natural quality, or was it acquired with the aid of unknown technology? My enthusiasm for this research knows no bounds. It's so weird coming back to this place for Hildebrand. Especially considering that we can't do anything about those guys up there. How long it's been like that, God knows. Gotta be in one of these rooms. Checked these three. Abandoned clipboard. Right, there's that there. I have to go to the bathroom, possibly. I'll go after I read this clipboard. I can't understate the incalculable potential I see in our mystery subject. If we could but unlock the secret of his preternatural resilience, then we would never again need risk the dangers inherent in the transfer of monstrous souls. While some of my colleagues insist that vivisection is our only recourse, such an extreme measure would mean forsaking the knowledge the man might impart to us regarding his equally intriguing flying vessel. For the time being, we've decided to suspend all research related to this subject. The specimen will be preserved in a biocapsule in Sector 51 and placed under observation in the hopes that he will one day regain consciousness. Right, let's go back to Nashu then, because that's clearly what this wants us to do. And then I'll go to the bathroom, because I gotta use the potty. Oh, it wants us to go back to you. Okay. I am going to be right back. I need to use the bathroom.
Sorry about that. Okay. I talked to hard-boiled, man. I can't. Sorry, something else in the records caught my attention and it led me to a different floor. I had to rustle up a verification key first, so I hadn't spent any time on your starship mystery. Turn up anything yet? They were keeping him in Sector 51? The key I found should let us access that area. Let's grab your pal Naoshu and head there now. Boy. Inspector Hildebrand, there you are. Okay. You two been yanking my chain. This clown doesn't look anything like me. Well, opinions aside, we've located our man. A hard-boiled egg would really hit the spot right now. Here, give this to the detective. It's like, oh god. Roping me in on your shit because he's not going to take one from you. From the lady. A present just for you. Appreciate it. Yep. Can never refuse the kindness of strangers. Oh, my tummy. Uh-oh. Zombies. There's zombies? Oh, that's terrifying. These punks must be feeling lucky.
I have a gun. God, they're covered in blood. There is no need for firearms nor fisticuffs. I shall resolve this altercation in a manner that behooves a gentleman. Attention, everyone. Follow my lead, if you please. Oh. I mean, this all started with zombies. It all started with zombies. Of course, it'd come back to zombies. Splendid, most splendid. Let's remember to always comport ourselves in a gentlemanly manner. I fear I may have overslept a trifle. But I, Hildebrand, well-rested agent of inquiry, now stand before you, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. No, the moonwalk was clean. By the by, who is this austere-looking fellow? A new admirer of mine, perhaps?
This is Detective Hardyboiled, your soul twin from another world.
Why, my dear Nashu, this man possesses nary a speck of my singular aplomb. He does not resemble me in the slightest. I couldn't agree more. My sweet old grandmother has more grit in her pinky finger.
That's odd. Maybe I need new glasses, but the two of you seem practically identical.
The odd thing here is how you look too damn young for a fellow who's been sleeping for 30 years. And don't get me started on how you charm those shambling corpses. What kind of crime against nature are you?
The inspector has a very unique physique, for one. And as for the zombies, he's had an excellent rapport with them ever since his brief stint as an undead overlord extraordinaire.
That raises more questions than answers. Still, we can consider your missing person case closed. Which leads me to chew on the something else that caught my attention earlier. I smell a new case brewing, and I mean to follow my nose. A case, you say, that allow me to offer the services of Hildebrand, Inspector Extraordinaire. Undead Overlord seems more plausible to me at this juncture, but I'll bite. How does a fellow like you even inspect?
Impenetrable mysteries and unsolved cases, of course!
So we're in the same business. Makes me wonder how this gentleman act of yours actually helps you get the job done. I too am curious to see if beneath that leathery gumshoe exterior, you have the gumption to handle the truly difficult cases. The dame, be your assistant?
Loyal and steadfast.
I had an assistant once. But now ain't the time to reminisce. We have a new case to work on. This will be just the thing to prove your sleuth and chops, Inspector. Let's get out of here and get down to brass tacks. I feel like I remember a conversation where someone was like, Hildebrand is in one of these when we saw this lab. But I can't remember if I'm imagining it or not. I could be going crazy. Up and full of beans. Detective Hardyboyle's veteran nose has picked up a scent of a new case. The case of the fiendish fugitives. As I was saying, I got a whiff of a new case in the making. Listen up while I explain the particulars. You said you scoured this place top to bottom and learned they were trying to stuff people's souls into monstrous hosts. But the facility was forced to close down before they managed any real success. Sound about right? I'm guessing whatever incident turned the staff into walking corpses happened not long after. Here's where it gets interesting. According to the notes I found, one of the researchers survived and continued to work independently even after the project was mothballed. Apparently, he's dismissed the Terral Vidral as impossible to control, and instead chose to pursue his research using less ornery beasts. Are you suggesting this mad scientist transferred his own soul into some slathering fiend? Nothing so mad as that. No, he saved that honor for convicted criminals. Seems he set up a fake rehabilitation program, had the prisoners transferred, then yanked out their souls for use in his experiments.
How awful! What became of those now criminally minded creatures?
That's the million-credit question. I tracked down the containment cell mentioned in the notes and found the cages inside emptier than a bar's fly tumbler. A little digging into the operations log showed the cage locks were opened only recently, which means... we find ourselves in the case of the fiendish fugitives. We must seek out and apprehend these dastardly evildoers on the double. Yes, there's a chance they're out there causing trouble. And as a detective, I can't turn a blind eye when I suspect wrongdoing is afoot. Luckily, I also found a storage device that I figure belonged to the author of those research notes. Pretty banged up, but I think the data might still be intact. No, don't skip. Let's head back to Solution 9. I'll take this thing to my place in the recreation zone and see what I can recover. Cool. Okay, gotta make it back to Solution 9. Oh god, pressing buttons. Pressing buttons and my... Actually, let me... No. I just need a smoother ride. Squeaky, I'm losing it. Hello, Ruby. How are you? Okay, we're going the right way. Give me cat merch. Cat merch? From Taito. Oh. Oh. The Final Fantasy IX cat, the weird cat. Oh. The weird cat. The one from the Savage 8 man. I think I know which one you mean, yeah. Off the top of my head, it's a little hard. I'm sorry. My brain is kind of like really spotty because I'm in pain. I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know. I'm sorry. This fucker's everywhere. I never noticed how far it went down. Illusion Shrine is the most impressive metropolis. Illusion Shrine. Illusion Shrine. Okay, y'all are just stupid. Right, I'll take a crack at this storage device. You're better off waiting outside. I'm not the kind of guy who makes his bed every morning, to say the least. Well, the bad news is the device was in even worse shape than I expected. It'll be a while yet before I can recover all its contents. The quick pass netted me some scraps, though, enough to piece together a partial file on one of the experimental subjects. It states our surviving researchers stuck the soul of a career thief into the body of an Cyclops. The light-fingered fella didn't steal out of greed, but for the joy of pissing off his victims. Twisted guy like that ain't likely to change his stripes just because he switched bodies. Yes, 'tis all becoming clear to me. His intentions are obvious. Our impish escapee will burgle the most prestigious jewelry store in the city. Huh. The soft-boiled of guesses I've ever heard. Your instincts are way off, pal. Never seen an Cyclops before, have you? If one of those big brutes was lumbering through the streets, all we'd have to do is follow the screams. No, if he's plotting a heist, it'll involve a target outside Everkeep. And he won't be aiming to pilfer any old supply crate neither. It's something that'd really cause a nuisance. Electrope. Alexandria's got a habit. Alexandria's got a habit only that miraculous ore can satisfy. You need to hustle out to the quarry outside, and I mean now. God damn it, they keep making me leave. Alright, where do they want us to go? All the way to Everkeep. Yes, I work here. Was there something you needed? Oh, we had any theft? Funny you should ask, actually. We had several shipments of raw electrope go missing in recent days. The strangest part is that our guards didn't see a damn thing. You'd need to hover cargo to move those heavy blocks. And surely someone knows it kind of going. Ooh. There, what'd I tell ya? A sneaky Cyclops could have run off with those blocks without breaking a sweat. You know who the culprit is, then? If there's anything I can do to help catch them, just say the word. Mighty kind of you, friend, but let's have you bait the trap with a stack of electrope placed conveniently out of sight of your patrols, and we'll do the rest. One tempting stack of electrope coming up. There, that should do the trick. Collar that thief for me, will ya? Oh, and do be careful while you're at it. He's suspicious. The trap is set, and now we wait. He's real sus. Oh my god. Oh, this is perfect. Maybe a little too perfect. Not good, not good. That's our thief. Tungsten cube. Cuboidal. Cuboids. Cuboidals. Hold on, let me adjust the sling a little bit. I feel like it was. Hey Squeaky, do you know what electrope has many uses? Yes. Electrope has many uses, Ed boy. We lost sight of our quarry. He's gone to ground in the middle of the field of Cyclops. We got us a wise guy. Not a tough guy though, according to his file. Says he's got no stomach for fighting, so we just have to split up and find the one that doesn't want to squish us on sight. Of course, even if he's a coward, he's a big boy now, so he might still try to go down swinging. Shout out if you pay dirt, and we'll take him together. Alrighty. See if I can utilize two hands now that my sling is a little bit better adjusted. How you liking the Super Serious? I like it, it's been fun. Only problem is because I can't handle the joystick well, I'm kind of like swerving and zooming a lot. Me not bad, Cyclops. Cyclopses don't talk. Frickin', I keep finding him. He's over there.
Inspector and the detective set off in pursuit of that screaming Cyclops. Let's not get left behind.
Damn it all. We have you now, Fiend. There's nowhere left to... Yup. Ow, 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 ow. It's like being stabbed by a thousand tiny needles. Out with it, punk. Where'd you stash the goods? Who set you free? As if I'd tell the likes of you. Have it your way. I hear this sting's worse than chili sauce in your eye. No. Now, detective. Threats and intimidation do not become a gentleman. Move, damn it. Move. Give a criminal a chance and they'll make you wish you hadn't. My turn.
Oh, he really is a big boy.
This is my show now. Lose the gun or the girl gets it. You two, weapons on the ground. Ew, is he twitching? My eye. You had your chance to come quietly. Say goodnight, sunshine. Yeah, the animations here have been pretty crazy. Oh, huh? It didn't hurt at all. No. I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, 4 acts of violence.
The inspector's all lit up.
You gotta be kidding me. That shot had enough juice to take down a Gomphothorium. So bright. Too bright for me to bear. Happy Pride Month. Ah, the pain is akin to stepping barefoot on a goblin's back. Master Thief, are you certain you aren't willing to speak with us? You shone like a precious jewel. I yield. I'll tell you everything. Yep. Soft-boiled and cracked.
Oh.
Yeah, is the point. I never wanted the electrope. The researcher who freed us commanded me to steal it, and I handed over every block I took. So you weren't just being your usual thieving self. Alright. So what's this researcher's name? He never told me his name, I swear. I know him only as the man who made us into monsters. He already had some scary-looking bruiser working for him, so I didn't care to refuse his orders. No idea where we might find him, then? None. I was supposed to meet him out here with my latest haul, but you can bet he slipped away after realizing I wasn't alone. That's it. That's all I can give you. I believe you. This case has taken a fishy turn. But even if you were an unwilling subject in all this, you still have crimes to answer for. I'm handing you over to the Tin Man authorities. Don't worry. I'll explain how you're a crook in monstrous clothing so they don't just send you to the Arcadian for slaughter. For the rest of you, meet me back at my place in Solution 9. In Solution 9. You're gonna make me go all the way back. No, I gotta go back to Solution 9. I just never understand how people don't like the Hildebrand quests. Yeah, no, they're a nice little, like, silly reprieve from everything. Ooh. We gotta wrap this one up. We're gonna have Fate really soon. Where's that freak? There he is. Surely Detective Hardy Boiled must now acknowledge my dazzling investigative skills. In your dreams, pal. Hand this Cyclops over to the authorities and give him a lowdown on our case. You can bet your last bean that researcher fella has monsters doing his dirty work. I can't figure out his angle yet, but he's up to no good, that's for sure. Whatever those criminals are now, they're just fugitives. They'll be operating as far away from our mechanical sentries as possible, maybe even beyond the confines of the dome. And that's the whole world I ain't familiar with. If you're keen to stay on the case, then I could use your help out there. You shall have it, of course. Inspector Hildebrand is at your service. Got my trench coat in a twist when your pal started dancing in front of my gun, and it's only fair I tell you why. It has to do with a man who has his fingers in every illegal pie in Alexandria, the crime king, they call him. It was me who caught his royal rogueness and sent him to rot in a prison cell, but after being transferred elsewhere under the auspices of some rehabilitation program, I haven't heard a peep. I see you've connected the dots. Could it be that elsewhere was Yua Yawada? Yeah, me and him got a history, so if he's running free out there somewhere in a new monster skin, I want to be the one to bring him in. Your unwavering commitment is commendable, Detective Hardy Boiled. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby swear to remain steadfastly by your side until we have brought this case to its resolution. I don't recall asking that soft-boiled dope to do a damn thing. Anywho, I'll get back to pulling scraps of data from that box. Drop by next time you're in the neighborhood. Maybe I'll have a new lead for us to follow. Alrighty. Technically, isn't the Noir Glam from Criterion Dungeon? I think so. I think so. Meanwhile, somewhere in Heritage Found. It is, my god. I could have sworn I've seen the glam before. I was hoping to see our hulking Cyclops squish those curious rats. The craven fool surrendered with barely a struggle. Are we getting a raid by Din Din? We're wrapping up really soon, but thanks. Thank you, Din Din, for the raid. Yeah, the Hardy Boiled Elf is just a Noir Glam. I was hoping to see her hulking. Yeah, barely struggle. But no matter. I have more than enough Electrope now to proceed with my plans. Given the right direction, you outlaws have proven most useful, especially with the aid of your new monstrous talents. It's a slime. It's a booger. While making hard-boiled eggs, you want to boil for the same length of time. Every time.
That's true. Time for
12 minutes exactly. Any less, they're too soft. Any more, they're overcooked.
12 is fucking sick.
We're out of time today. Here are some I prepared earlier. That one's a bomb. They really want us to think Nashu is hot. She's too stupid. Some people find stupid attractive. Yeah, I guess.
The manufacture of my egg-shaped medicine is a closely guarded trade secret, so don't try to make your own at home.
No, I don't want to skip.
Keep safe and stay tuned for the next episode of Inconceivably Further Hildebrand Adventures.
Okay. Narcoleptic is attractive, what can I say? What? Alrighty. We will save, I think I have maybe 1 or 2 more on the log. But we do have to stop right here. So, we will tackle the remainder of the Hildebrand quests next Monday. Hopefully we're able to figure something out and I can get some better sleep, or at least my pain dies down and can be more reasonable. Maybe try going to sleep earlier to take advantage. I don't know. Like, sleeping's really hard. But we will be back on Saturday for some more Road to Empress. We'll be back on Sunday for Honkai Star Rail 4.3.
And who knows, maybe you'll be back at some point in the week.
You think so?
Yeah, no, maybe we might have a surprise stream during the week. I can't guarantee anything, depending. Our schedules are a little wonky right now, but yep. And then Monday we'll have some more comfy lizard time, and hopefully a little bit longer than today. But that all being said, I'm gonna see what's going on. It doesn't seem like they've gone live yet, so I think I'll just end things off here. So again, thank you everybody for spending time with me. It means a lot. For those who do want to help out during recovery and physio costs, since I still need to wait on the documents and then I have to apply for EI, so that's time that I'm not getting back. Anybody who wants to support, the Kofi is on the screen.
Also, you can type !Kofi, but again, no one has to give anything. Just spending time is already more than enough and means a lot. I hope you all have a wonderful week if I don't stream till Saturday, and I will see you later. Bye-bye. Bye.